How to learn a language with ChatGPT. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a couple easy commands to help you learn different languages with ChatGPT. Now you're going to want to jump into this homepage, and the URL is chat.openai.com. Now ChatGPT has tons of wonderful features, and the more you're exploring with ChatGPT, the more you actually learn how it works and the better results you get. So I'm going to show you a couple commands that are very easy, and you can apply your own language preferences and your educational levels to these commands. So the first one we're going to do is this one over here, and it says, with each English word I give you, provide me with the English definition, the word type, an example sentence for B2 level, and the word's Japanese translation. So basically we're asking it for four things, and you can change these languages. So depending on what language your first language is and what language you want to learn, this is what you would enter. And the first word is ocean. So we're going to tap send, and we're going to wait for its response. So basically it has given us a very short and quick description. It says word, ocean, the definition, the word type, and the example sentence, which is a B2 level. And then it has the Japanese translation, which is this over here. Now, if you want to change your word, you can then just say the second word is, and then we do that and say sky, and we hit enter. So what it's going to do now is give you a definition and a word type, an example for the second word. And you can continue to do this. You can also use phrases instead of words if you would like to, if you are learning a bit more of an advanced part of the language. So you can actually change this word here to sentence. So you can say, with each English sentence I give you, provide me with the English definition, the word, the sentence type. You can just replace that sentence type, and then you can leave out the example sentence, and it'll also just give you the Japanese translation, and it'll translate the sentence into the other language that you are wanting. Thereafter, there is another command that you can use, which is quite fantastic. You can say, give me more alternatives to the English word sky for advanced level. Use each one of the words in context. So we're going to copy that again, and we're going to paste it right over here. Now basically this word you can change to whatever you want. So I'm going to say tree instead of sky, and you can just hit enter. Now what it's basically going to do is it's going to give you four alternatives, and they're going to be for advanced language. So there we go, and the definition, and there you go. So you can basically use this for any language, and then you can also use it for different words. You can use it for different phrases. So if you want to say the tree is in the forest, you can actually type that in. So you can say, give me more alternatives to the English sentence, and then you can just enter your sentence in there, and there you go. The next command I'm going to show you is, how can I reply to compliments like a native Dutch speaking person? Now again, you can actually take this and you can change all the details. So you can say, how can I ask, or how can I respond? And then you can change the word compliments to insults or requests, or whatever the case may be, and then you can change the actual language that we're speaking about. Now just remember, ChatGPT remembers the chat and all the information that it's given you in this chat. So you may want to use different chats when you're doing this, or you can keep it to the same chat, because if you're using one language to translate to another language, the ChatGPT will actually remember the language, and it will actually continue to use your history. And if you have a look now, what it's basically done, it says, when replying to compliments in Dutch, you can follow these suggestions to respond like a native. So here are a couple details that they've given you. And then says at the bottom, remember, tone of voice and body language also play a significant role in conveying sincerity and appreciation when responding to compliments. The next command that we're going to use is, I will be visiting a cafe in Italy soon. What are some vocabulary and phrases to use if I want to order something? So what you're going to basically do here is, again, you're going to enter this and you're going to change whatever it is that you need in here. So you can change the language. You can also change what you'll be doing and where you will be going. And there we go. So if you would like to order a coffee, then, or a cappuccino or a tea, here is a bunch of direct word for word translations. Then they've given you some phrases. So if you want to actually not just use the single word, but you want to use the actual phrases like, I would like an espresso, or can you recommend a dessert? These are phrases that you can use in the preferred language. Now, the next one is, what are some necessary phrases and expressions to use when writing a German cookbook? Now, again, please, I'm using these as samples. So, what are some of the necessary phrases and expressions? So we can actually change the language here, and then we can actually change the subject. So if it's a cookbook, we can change that. And if we are wanting to write something else, an essay or a letter of condolence or whatever the case may be, then we can just change that. So we're going to just tap send, and as you can see here, there are a couple phrases. Now this is very, very nice, because if you are writing something detailed with its own set of language, own set of very specific words that are used, you can actually use ChatGPT and you can actually have all of the correct phrases and the correct expressions to use. So as you can see here, the ingredient list, required ingredients, the following ingredients are needed, and so forth, and all in the respective language. And so we can move on now, and we can say, I'll be learning about AI in Chinese. Can you give me some related vocabulary for B2 level? Please use each word in context. So let us jump back in here, and we are going to say paste. And there we go. You can change your subject, of course, if you'll be learning about whatever your subject may be, or whatever you're learning. And you can also change the level of vocabulary, and you can also change the language. So here we go. It says, certainly here are some related vocabulary words about AI in Chinese, along with example sentences. So here are proper example sentences in Chinese, and then it also has the English translation as well, so you can actually compare them and you can start building your sentence structure and start learning from that. The next one is, can you write me an article in less than 200 words about AI using the vocabulary that you introduced? Now remember, ChatGPT remembers its conversations. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to take this information and it is going to write an article. It may not always stick to the word count. However, there is another way of allowing it to stick to a word count, and I will be doing that soon. So that is basically what it's doing. And it is showing you the information that it has just generated in the previous command. It is now using that information, and it is writing an article using that AI vocabulary. And there we go. And it says less than 200 words, and there you go. And also what it's done now is it's translated it back into your first language, which is fantastic, because now you can compare it and you can understand it. The next thing you can do with that, if you want to further your skills, is you can actually ask ChatGPT to create a multiple choice questionnaire for you, so that you can actually test your knowledge, test what you've learned. So sometimes everyone is different. So you can learn by reading or you can learn by doing. And in this case, you can actually have the questionnaire and you can actually answer accordingly, and it will also give you the correct answers. And there you go. It's starting to generate that response. And there you go. If you want to learn a language with ChatGPT, that is a fantastic way to do it. And you can change the language, you can change the commands. You just use these basic structures and you can pretty much learn any language you want in no time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.